Something is happening in the US housing market right now that most people are not fully paying attention to. But it's starting to send shockwaves through buyers, sellers, and even big real estate professionals. And recently, a warning from the National Association of Realtors has made the conversation even more serious. Because if what they're saying is correct, then we may not just be looking at a slowdown. We could be watching one of the most painful housing corrections in modern US history unfold in real time. So the question is simple. What is actually going on in the housing market? And why are so many experts suddenly concerned? Let's break it down in a way that makes sense. For years, the US housing market was on fire. Prices kept climbing. Homes were selling within days, and buyers were often competing in bidding wars, sometimes paying way above asking price just to secure a home. It felt like housing could only go in one direction: up. But that momentum has shifted. And the reason is not just one factor, it's a combination of pressure points hitting at the same time. First, interest rates. When mortgage rates rise, everything changes. A home that was affordable 2 years ago can suddenly become out of reach for the same family today. Monthly payments increase sharply, even if the home price stays the same. That alone slows down demand. But there's more. Home prices themselves never really came back down after the pandemic surge. So now you have a situation where prices are still high, but borrowing money is expensive. That creates a squeeze. And when buyers step back, the market feels it immediately. Now here's where things start getting more concerning. Inventory is rising in some areas. That means more homes are sitting on the market longer. Sellers who expected fast sales are now adjusting expectations. Some are reducing prices. Others are waiting, hoping conditions improve. But waiting can also increase pressure in the system, because when homes don't sell quickly, confidence starts to weaken. And confidence is everything in real estate. Now, this is where the National Association of Realtors warning becomes important. What they're essentially highlighting is that the market is no longer operating under the same demand strength it had during the boom years. Buyers are cautious, sellers are adjusting, and affordability is becoming a major barrier for millions of Americans. In simple terms, the balance has shifted. And when that balance shifts too fast, markets don't just slow down, they reprice. But let's be clear about something important. This is not a simple crash story. The housing market is not a single system moving in one direction. It's different in every state, every city, and even every neighborhood. Some areas are still holding strong because of job growth and limited supply. Others are cooling faster because prices ran too far ahead of local incomes. So what we're really seeing is uneven pressure. Now imagine what that feels like on the ground. A young couple trying to buy their first home suddenly realizes their monthly payment is hundreds or even thousands of dollars higher than what they expected. A seller who thought they would get multiple offers now has to wait weeks or drop their price. An investor who bought at peak prices starts rethinking long-term returns. That is how a market shift feels in real life. Slow, frustrating, and uncertain. And uncertainty is the key word here. Because when people are unsure about where prices are going next, they tend to pause. And when enough people pause at the same time, the entire market slows down even further. Now here's what most people are really trying to understand. Is this the beginning of a major collapse or just a correction? The honest answer is that it depends on how long high interest rates stay in place and how the broader economy performs. If rates stay elevated for a long period, affordability remains tight and price pressure could continue. But if inflation cools and borrowing costs drop, demand could return gradually. So the direction is not fixed. It's conditional. And that's what makes this moment so important to watch. Because housing is not just about buying and selling homes. It affects construction jobs, banking, consumer spending, and even long-term economic stability. When housing slows down, the ripple effects are everywhere. But here's the final takeaway. Markets don't move in straight lines. They move in cycles. Periods of rapid growth are often followed by cooling phases. And those cooling phases can feel uncomfortable, especially after a long boom. What matters most right now is not panic, but awareness. Understanding where the pressure is coming from. Understanding why affordability is tightening, and understanding that the housing market is adjusting to a new economic reality. So instead of asking whether the market is crashing, a better question might be, what phase of the cycle are we actually in? And how should people respond to it? Because in every market shift, there are two groups: those who react emotionally and those who understand what's happening early enough to adjust calmly. And in moments like this, that difference matters more than anything else.